And at 24 Action News, your local election headquarters, of course, the first of 3 scheduled debates, just 6 weeks out from the November 3rd presidential election. Topics we're told tonight, as we just heard, the COVID-19 pandemic, the economy, the appointment of Supreme Court Justice, and most likely the recent New York Times investigation about the president's taxes. Just a few topics. Joining us tonight to talk about what's at stake is Dr. Joe Morris, political analyst at Mercyhurst University and department chair. Dr. Morris, as always, we appreciate you joining us. So, where do we even begin? So many topics to cover tonight. What do you think the strategy basically is going to be for each candidate?
Well, I think either one of them can pursue a variety of strategies. I think Joe Biden, more than anything else, wants to appear to be the adult in the room. Donald Trump has been widely criticized for his behavior while president and even before he was president. And Joe Biden wants to appear to be the elder statesman, maybe the father figure in the room. Donald Trump, on the other hand, I think wants to do everything he can to have Biden help him to illustrate his own weaknesses, Biden's weaknesses. Joe Biden has been criticized for a variety of factors, most notably the fact that at times he's made some slip-ups in some of the speeches he's made and some of the interviews he's done, and Donald Trump wants to highlight those things.
You hear people say, oh, you know, undecided voters. Is there really such a thing? And what do you think's at stake with this debate tonight? Do you think it's going to change anyone's mind?
Yeah, I don't know whose mind is left to change. Most voters in this election decided not a week ago or a month ago, but they decided a year ago who they were going to vote for. This is even before Joe Biden was the Democratic Party's nominee. National polls suggest that only about 3% of voters in the United States are still undecided. So the pool of voters that these candidates are fighting for is very, very small. But in states like Pennsylvania and Michigan and Wisconsin, that 3% can make all the difference in the world.
What do you think each's biggest weaknesses going into tonight?
Well, both are public figures, so they have a long record of their actions in office or in the public spotlight. So there's plenty of weaknesses that each has. I would say, however, for Donald Trump, I think he needs to impress voters and this is one more opportunity he has to demonstrate that he can behave in kind of a presidential manner. Joe Biden, I think, really needs to demonstrate that he has the ability to deal with complex policy issues, that he can handle give and take with another candidate. I think those are primarily the things that we'll be watching for.
Well, I mean, too, when you talk about President Trump, I mean, Joe Biden kind of exemplifies when he said he wanted to, you know, clear the swamp or whatever, you know, him be more of a career politician. Do you think they're just going to each be playing to their base tonight because they both have such vast different bases, obviously?
Yeah, that's one possibility. However, Donald Trump has a real need to make sure that Biden's margin of victory in the suburbs remains relatively small. So he could pursue a strategy that attempts to do exactly that, to minimize his losses in the suburbs. And at the same time, while he's doing that, he could be trying to really run up the vote in the middle of the states like Pennsylvania, the more rural counties.
Do you think there's one topic in particular that is really going to be center stage tonight?
Yeah, I think Donald Trump's going to want to talk about the economy and Joe Biden's going to want to talk about the pandemic. Unfortunately, for both candidates in these situations, they're not in charge. It's the moderator who asks the questions. So we're likely to see a variety of issues addressed, some of which will be favorable for Donald Trump and some for Joe Biden.
Well, we're all going to be waiting to see how those questions are answered tonight. Dr. Joe Morris, political analyst from Mercyhurst University. As always, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.